Hello and welcome back to Songs of Syx. We are continuing on with our little dark fortress, dwarf fortress, our dark fortress build, where we're planning to build a city that primarily human, but has a blend of a bit of everybody, and ideally will have a lot of unpaid internships existing throughout it. Currently, we have just sort of settled on getting our food supply and our wood supply up and running. We are still kind of waiting on more livestock to actually stock our animal pens, but that's okay. They're all babies. They're growing. We have wrongful deaths happening pretty consistently. So far, the dwarves keep getting beaten to death in the streets, and I don't know who's beating them to death. I can't tell if it's the humans or if the dwarves are just doing it themselves. I feel like I'd be surprised if it was the humans, because we don't ever see any dead humans, which has got me a little bit confused. So I feel like, well, I thought racism was alive and well in our city. I think it's actually just that dwarves like fighting. I'm starting to get that to be a bit more of the vibe. Would guards help? They certainly would. The only problem being is that we haven't unlocked them. Requires tech guards. Now, we are still but a low income barony. I actually cannot even remember how to open up your level status. Here we go. So soon we'll become a Prontix, which will allow us to have a training guards and stockades. So that's the first of sort of our law effects that we can have. And then we get the embassy, then we start getting nobles and chambers. Okay, so the rest of that is actually just through tech, though. So, if I was to want guards, where would they be? Civic architecture? I would think in military, but I guess not. Administration. Guards. So we will need some more tech. So one of the things we want to work on today is actually getting our research labs up and running. We're trying to get some fabric and some tailors right now. Though I'm not even sure. Okay, we do have tailors unlocked. So they can make fabric and they can turn fabric into clothes. Oh, interesting. Dondorians really like being tailors. And pigs like weaving. Okay. So I suppose I could give them tailoring down there as well. We are trying to get some mines up and running to make them happy, and then we'll be doing masonry down here as well, which will make them happy. Though I think we might actually need metal smithing to also make the masons, so. Stop beating the old dwarves to death. Jareth is in here somewhere. We have named a few of our original starting citizens. But, boy, it quickly becomes difficult to keep track of everybody. They did do a big family update in this new patch. So you can start seeing, like, who is giving birth to who and whatnot. Though, we don't really have any procreation. Do you just make babies now? Oh. Interesting. You used to have to make baby making factories to make babies, but I guess with this new update, only the Garamithi need to actually be bred, and everybody else just makes their own babies. Curious. You guys are hauling back what? Meat? Storing goods. Apples? Mushrooms. Ah, they're foraging wild mushrooms to the north. And do we also have this set to forage? No, we should though. So we just need a little bit more wood for the weavers. We are actually making more wood than we use now, so while it is slow to restock, it is actually restocking. And it'll get better over time. Hopefully. I am curious, can I spend some of this money we got and trade with our only trade partner? Allow you and the faction to become trade partners, which will allow you to automatically trade at better prices. I'm not so sure I want that so much as I just want to say, can I buy some livestock? How much livestock actually do we need? Sorry. To stock this all the way to full, we would need 26. I'd be willing to take 25. 5.2k. Let's do that. So that's our nearby Garamithi faction that is actually quite small, and I fully intend to take them over. Like, just, we're gonna conquer them really badly. They're gonna have a terrible time. After getting skipped yesterday, you know you have to put me in today. Chio, I can do that. Malfarth Strangel, you will be now known as the Chiyu of the family of Chiyu. What's your job? You are a janitor. Congratulations. I think you are the only janitor. No, there's two. That's a rare job. Not everybody gets that. Brought the old factory home. 25 livestock for your entire town. Well, see, they'll be put in with the 11 livestock we have, and then they'll all slowly be raised. I do think, yeah, you can see here, there's a little caravan that comes from the guild. Makes its way towards us. He's got an army of like 20 troops perked on my borders. I do wonder about like just raising mercenaries. That I guess would be the reasonable thing. Imagine I spent the 60k they gave me as a gift and I hired 60k worth of mercenaries, or I guess 50k now, and just attacked them with those mercenaries and took them over. Ooh, I think I might have to do that. Ooh, that's a very stupid and fun idea. We don't have a military yet, but we will eventually. And that's certainly the most foolish concept I can use on how to use them, so. Don't forget to add in the sacrificial ice wolf. Referring to me, I'm not a guy, I'm a dwarf or a human lady, yeah. Marinara, you asked earlier whether or not this run was themed after hexcore music, and it is indeed. My inspiration for this has been hexcore, which for those of you who don't know is like gangster rap for wizards. This is how it was described in chat, and is pretty accurate. It's the vibe we were going for. I like that there's just a rib cage in the middle of our town square. Is it human? Is it dwarf? Is it an animal? We may never know. Yeah, see, we need jobs down here. Nobody is even willing to dig this stuff out without some jobs. So my next question, I basically need to rebuild this, which is approximately 24 by 14. But it should be 25 by 15. 25 by 14. Which is not going to fit, really. Unless I was to move it back further. That's pretty big. That's a lot of town hall space. Furthermore, something can only be 7 wide before it starts to cave in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? Yeah. I wish it was easier to plan things out underground. Because it ain't really so straightforward. How long is that? That's 25. So if I was to say maybe that... If I was to build like 2 big stone pillars here. And then some other room here in the back. I don't know if that would work. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to start with this. This road is designed to be bigger. So I'm going to have it dug out in this style. And we'll do this. And this we shall do. So this is kind of going to be a logistics hub for the Dondorian town. We have our warehouses here. God, it's also going to need a warehouse down here. I forgot about that part. The most important part of every place is the warehouse. Really, you kind of need to build this entire structure, but building underground, it just has its own weird challenges, so. But that's also fun, because it does mean we get to take things out and build in a less square pattern, which I do ever so love doing. It'll all make sense eventually, I hope. Tell you what, as well, we're also going to just build up some roads. Throw in a nice torch. Or 2. Why not or 2? Try to figure out some of the best spots to put everything here so that we're all nice and lit. Oh man, we're lit. We're lit, bro. This way people don't have to be wandering too badly in the dark. I don't care if they're wandering a little bit in the dark. Little bit adds character. And we did want to eventually figure out how to make statues, but that's a bit further off. We could plant trees. And people do also like trees. So it's not a terrible choice. Just to put a couple around town. I know it feels very elfy, which I know nobody's a fan of. I respect that. But it'll help make everybody happier. Plus, it'll make, you know, our part of town, the human part of town, look even nicer. Okay, 27 out of 37. So we're still like bringing stuff up here. These guys probably need... Workload's actually only 25%. I'll put one more guy on there. And I think we're gonna need to start saying 80 and 40. Bump up this population. I'd like to start bringing in the other races soon as well. Once these are grown up, that meat will grow significantly. Yeah, right now we have no adult animals, so nothing's being slaughtered. And we don't have mushroom farms started yet either. Are you guys going to be able to have a well down here? That's a great question. Oh, I guess you can build a well anywhere you want. Well, that's good to know. I think I'll build that right there then. And we can have a little hearth in here next to it. Trying to leave some room for roads and the like. I didn't realize I could just build into the mountain like this. We'll put the speaker there. Actually, I think I'm going to put the speaker down there. Because I'm going to need food stalls and markets, right? Ah, okay, so that stuff I have to wait to get for everything to be dug out. But hopefully with at least these basics put in, more people will be able to start moving down. Diggy diggy hole. How is this game? It's been on my list for a while to try. What would you say it's similar to? Similar to Dwarf Fortress. The battles are similar to Total War. Closest. But it's got kind of its own... It's got kind of its own vibe going on there because, like, it's different. All the people you have in your army are people that, like, you've raised up in town, generally, unless you're hiring mercenaries. So, it's also got a little RimWorld vibe to it for sure because you're building all your own rooms, you're decorating them all how you want. Those are the three I'd probably compare it to the most. It's very, very fun. It is also very, very complicated, but it gets easier. Once you get a bit of a hang of it, it gets easier. And there are a couple of really good tutorials on YouTube. Just for, like, starters. Okay, I'm just going to let everything cruise for a minute. We're actually doing really good on food. We're doing really good on grain. I have a brewery, but it requires pottery. I also have a bakery. So I could just be baking bread. I know we don't have, like, consistent grain coming in. How is this doing? This weaver is working away. You're making stuff out of cotton, which we produce 2 of at the moment, so definitely way less weavers needed. At least until these numbers start bumping up a lot. And yeah, the Dondorians are going to want to do this job, so I'm going to have to build the tailor down here. Where exactly, I've yet to figure out. But look at them. Look at them all digging away. Mostly the humans. I don't know why. This is really a job for dwarves, but sure, man. Insufficient workers available. Well, that's just because nobody's willing to move down here. That's because we haven't figured out how to get this whole place up and running yet. He says. Even though also nobody has built that house. Okay, the other part of this then is I need to figure out how to build some more homes. 6x5s. Because I want all the Dondorians living down here. I don't want those stinking Dondorians living in the main part of the city. 3x5, so I guess we can get rid of that as well. And another 6x5. Why not? They got a few little pieces here. Give them a bit more room to set up. We love elves, me and my enemies at least. We do need some elves. The elves are really good at ranching, so I wanted to build them a nice like forest up here, but this is going to be human city right now. I don't know where we're going to put the elves. I could build a wall and then stick them on the outside. I guess the thing is like if the Garamithis are going over here, we're going to need a path that way. So maybe the elves actually kind of go over here. How is this area for things like moisture? Rich, 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 rich. It doesn't have a lot of moisture, but it is really rich soil, so that is a good spot for them to be farming. So many humans want to move into our town. We have 1 infant, 3 children. We make half a child a day. Well, that's good. Oh, that's why it doesn't go all the way up to 80. Is because it's trying to balance with our natural population births. Of which I believe Dondorians don't make babies. I might be wrong on that. Don't quote me, but I think that's the case. All right, so I basically have 5x10 here, so we might as well just do 5x5 stalls. 5x4 stalls. Or I guess we could do it like this. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, that works. Smaller access to the population and stuff in here, but will all eventually make sense. So we'll just do a road all the way straight down there and down here. Like that and like that and like... just fill it all in. That's going to go down all the way, and this is going to be a mason shop. You're going to build that, that, and that, and then these are going to be homes. Boom. Now, of course, there are a handful of things I've done, like not put any kind of room for torches. Which I recognize I'm probably going to need to do. Wait, no, I don't like that. That's very uneven. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. And I hope that that does not cause these caves to collapse. Because that would be really awkward. I guess you guys can keep digging out this roadway. Start making it look a little bit nicer. These aren't really going to do much for us. Huh. What if I did that? I feel like I'm asking for a cave in here, dudes. So far, so good. So maybe underground can be slightly bigger if that's the case. I mean, some of these stalls and stuff are also producing their own room for this. Yeah, so now we have a little Dondorian speaker. Some more people are moving in down here. These guys have dug this out, so we can also start working on a mason shop. With a door there and a door there. And how about you? You're just like not the right size. I think I'm not gonna have enough room for everything if I build you like that. Like the aux station only goes to 87. Actually, that goes to 100. So if I was just to add in the tiniest bit more. We could do a storage row down here. All right, so we got to dig this out one more. Yeah. Day. Look at it. Dondorians getting their little town set up now. Elves are cool. As a lady is an elf. Middle Earth elves greater than everything else. They're okay, I guess. Pole dancing elf. Great guy, yeah. Wait until the full version before you play the game. I mean, there's only basically one more thing they're adding into the full version, which is, I think, like, there's going to kind of be creation of districts a bit more. So, like, nobles will have their own parts of the city. You'll have things like trade districts and whatnot. That's what he said in the recent development diary. So that, I think, is, like, the only major thing missing. But you could absolutely start playing it now. Oh, I really need these livestock to grow up. There's one adult animal. Okay. Are there any, anything around that we can hunt? Our peacocks are gone. There's a pig. No globdians. War beasts are not something you want to hunt. Well, there's a bunch of you guys over here, so we'll try for that again. I never know how it goes. I love that there's all these onks and aurochs sitting around just basically a patch of opium. Not basically a patch of opium, a patch of opium. Okay, this feels better. Obviously, it's dark and dank, but... I'd argue that vibe checks. I'll put another torch in the wall there. And then we're going to build this mason. So, Storage there. Workbench here. Ox station here. And here. Now, I said we're going to build that, but actually we're not going to. We're going to suspend it. We're just going to queue it for now. And the reason we're not going to build it is because I don't have metal, which I didn't realize very well that we were going to need. I kind of realized we were going to need it, but I wasn't paying good enough attention. So we're going to need to figure that out. The other thing I was just recently thinking about was noise. What makes noise? You guys make noise. That makes noise. All right, so none of the noise is echoing down to where we're sleeping. That's good. I imagine that mason is going to make a lot of noise, but I don't know how noise travels underground. I'm hoping less. But TBH, I really don't know. Furthermore, dig. So this can all be a quarry. With the exception, of course, being that, like, I guess let's just build, like, a single entrance into the quarry right now.
Greetings, minions.
I don't know how many, like, safety poles we're gonna need here, but probably quite a few. Sarek! Thank you for the 61 months, my dude. Welcome on in. Maybe just something like this. So this is going to be a quarry. Coal deposits actually start down there, so maybe we do it like a one less. Maybe like that. Sure, man. Why not? Yearly report. Denarii inflation. Minus 10K. Interesting. We received 60K, 65K. We spent 50. And then I guess we lost 10 to inflation. I feel like inflation is a new mechanic. We're up on meats. We're up on stone. We're actually making a lot of meat now. We're losing a bit of wooden livestock, but we're going up on basically everything else. Clothing is a major concern that we said we would start figuring out how to solve. So, okay, I need a warehouse, which has got to be, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish. Could actually be more than that. You'd be 1, 2, empty, shelf, empty, shelf, empty. I'd like to have room for 2 wide roads. Shelf, empty, shelf, empty. Guess I could do it like that. And then this be a road. Yeah, I could make that work. And then we'd have an opening here, here, and here. And so if that was the mason, I could put in a tailor shop. probably the exact same size. I guess only one way to find out. So that's a warehouse. That's a tailor shop. We'd have the fabrics coming down off the aurochs. I'm realizing I am not storing fabrics right now, I don't think. And we're also not storing cotton, which is probably a dumb mistake. We should also be storing much more meat than this, because meat is kind of our main food source right now. Okay. That'll work. That'll work a little bit better. And then we can slowly start adding in more houses. Oh yeah, mushroom mines. That was the other big one. Which I guess I kind of thought about putting over here. Yeah, like we did learn how to make mushroom farms, so... Soil quality? Does this matter? I don't think it matters. I have no idea how the size of a mushroom farm is going to work. I imagine we're going to have to replace some blocks. But I'm going to try for that right now. Fingers crossed it works. Don't look that up, denari inflation. Gonna find out something you don't want to find out. Let's put a door here and a door there. If I was a tailor and I was 7 by 13, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which I think is what that is. That works. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work real nice. The mushroom room is not the same on every side. I forgot the word for it. Symmetrical? Oh, yeah. No, I don't do anything symmetrical. It drives people crazy. I guess that's a little bit better, but... 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that is actually big enough that it shouldn't have a problem. Lots of people mining. I think our food is actually not going up. I think we're like, the hunters aren't working very well. How you guys doing? Adult animals 11. So, okay, we're making pretty good fiber now. You guys use 8 a day and we make 8.94. So probably one more weaver then. This is getting better, dudes. Yeah, we're going to have a weird problem where it's like that's all going to get weaved and then it's going to have to get carted all the way down here. But that's what happens when you have multiple industries. The other thing we talked about building was research labs. Labs for the lads. Not that big, I guess. That big? Nothing ever really works the size I want it to. How many people fit in that? 18. What if I went that way instead? I like the idea of a small replicatable lab. Especially if it just happens to optimally take the right amount of space. Now, unfortunately, insulation dies if I do that. This is going to be a major crossroad. This one doesn't have to be. As long as this one is correct. So alternatively, we could do this. Area is not connected or an item is cutting off part of the room. Oh, I see. So that would have to be like that. Ah, now I can have 4 rooms because it's much bigger. And that would allow for 36 researchers, which is a sizable investment. Furthermore, if I wanted to, I could even cut the corners of this building to give it a slightly nicer shape. Let's do that. I like that vibe, young man. I'm going to start fixing up some roads here now, too. Right. Their little janitorial building set up. Put a statue or something right there. This is going to be too many jobs for us, but we'll sort that. So you are a warehouse right here. Tap, tap, tap. I guess actually if I remove that door, you can just fill that back in and have it go that way. Gives us a little bit more room. In fact, if I was to do that, put a door there instead, I could have even a little bit more shelf. Okay. So that works for us. This is a lot of jobs getting worked out here. More room for these dweebs. Engage it doesn't have purpose. It's all you give me grief chat while I'm going to get payback with my layouts. I just like the weird, inefficient layouts. They look so nice. Proceed to make your entire Oni base rectangles of identical sizes. Yeah. I had this idea. In fact, I don't even know if I still have this blueprint, but or if I can even pull blueprints. But I have an idea for like a more Roman style city where everything is laid out in these repeatable blocks. Where it's very similar to like you have something like this, but then basically houses that line the outside. And then everyone lives there and they sort of travel to the factory areas. And truth be told, with the new changes about how like houses are meant to be away from businesses, it would probably be pretty beneficial. Yeah, the wild grains being harvested. That's good. Perhaps we should build a road up to that. There's a lot of guys going that way right now. Helps them out just a wee bit. And, yeah, let's see. Cobblestone roads, people don't really like those. Paved roads, humans like. Dondorians like. Highways, they really like. Brick roads, not so much. Sacred paths, Dondorians really like. Plaza, humans really like. Fungus highways. Somebody just died, but they died so fast and got taken away so quickly, I don't even know who it was. I guess that's a good problem to have. We are also still struggling to keep up on wood. I guess because we just use it for, yeah, all sorts of bits and pieces. So we might as well harvest the wild wood that do be around. Ain't gonna harvest itself. And yeah, we have like 30 odd jobbers right now, so which is great because those labs take up to like 26 people, and not to mention we're gonna have a quarry and a fungus yard and then a weavery to make clothing. It's all going to get very busy very quickly here. Down here, we have dondondos. So I can start saying, like, these guys like meat, fish, and mushrooms and nothing else. So meat, fish, and mushrooms. Nothing else gets stored down here. And they like... stone, wood, furniture, fabric, cut stone, and ore. Stone, wood, furniture, fabric, ore. I guess everybody needs clothing. So that's okay. So the market can go with that. Right now we're going to keep the center city, just kind of allowing everything. Just to keep things simple. Kind of wish those changes didn't happen, as I like my mixed-use buildings. Obviously not next to tanners, but near leatherworkers and the like. I mean, I could put those weavers nearby. Another brawl. I could put that weaver up here. It's, or the, like the tailor close to the weaver. It just happens to be that the Dondorians like making clothing more. So it's easier for me to say, okay, ship them down here. And then I can do things like store the fabric here and the cotton up north. So furniture, cut blocks, clothing, 2 meats, 2 mushroom, 2 fish. You like PVAS as well. Extreme temperatures, record lows. We can put some wood in here, some stone in here. Gems. Probably like 2 of each of those. You're going to need metal eventually. You're probably going to want tools eventually. Okay, and then I have a bunch left over. One delivery man, that might be enough. A lot of game are passing your village while migrating. They might be fleeing a natural disaster or something else, but the why does not matter much to your hunters. Hunters get double production speed. Hot dog, dude. That's going to be a ton of extra meat for us. which is great because we are not doing good on the food front right now. That will catch us up. But we really need these mushroom farms cleared out. They're almost done. 2 more ready to go. Okay. So, mushroom farm. Yeah. Huh. I would have thought that would have been enough for it. But I guess not. All right, well, whatever. Probably put them in there. And then there. Give you guys that little bit of symmetry back. Or, I'll tell you what, if I just did, what if I did like there instead? Not quite enough. I ain't sure I understand why, but... we'll keep it symmetrical. So, I need 39 mushrooms to do this. The good news is like we do pick mushrooms here eventually. Late summer. So it might be a little bit till we can actually get access to them, but we will get access to them. They still haven't built this house. I don't understand what's going on. You know, like, not moving into the house, I understand, but not building the house confuses me. Wooden ceiling, wooden walls. Am I just like not allowed? I guess I'm just not allowed to have the entrance be any way except the way it's meant to be. I think that might just be the case. I think you probably cannot have an entrance be not the entrance they want it to be. Which means... well, I could turn you into a house. If I was... to do that, I guess I could rebuild the mountain outside. Or I could build that there instead and then build that house there. I think that's what we'll have to do. chicks a copy. Oh, home, house. There. Does every corner need to be done? I guess so. I don't love it. Taking a mountain. Refill mountain cave. Ah, yeah, okay. So you can't place that unless it's on a natural cave, so. Alright, well, whatever. It's just there's a tight corner. We'll have some more homes. Which is good, because I am apparently out of jobs again. So, we're going up to 100 humans and 50 dondorians. Which I hope is right. Which is a magic number I'm going to throw into the ether and hope for the best. Yeah, I'm short 6 houses, so I feel like once they build these, we'll be okay. Kick the dondorians into the caves. Okay, we have cotton. We have fabric. I guess we have to dig this out. Do you also... Are you full on fabric? No, not really. Right, you've only got one warehouse worker right now. I'm going to give him a second job. I feel like he probably deserves it. Okay, the mushroom farm is cleared. 100%. So now they just need 39 mushrooms. Just coming along. There's been another brawl in the streets. They just can't stop killing each other in the streets. What do you gotta do? Is there a lab up and running? Ah, so that's where everybody is. That's what happened to all of our jobs. They all went to go work in the labs, which is now producing 60 knowledge for us. So, I can now have guards. We're going to do that. Safety deflation. Your affected industries are too small for this technology to be a good investment. Currently, you get 0 more workers, equivalent to 0 workers per tech point. You should increase the size of your industry to make this tech worthwhile. Okay. I would like soldiers and archers. These require innovation points, though, which I don't have a lot of to spend at the moment. Yet. I have no knowledge, so we can't get any of that advanced stuff. Basic forging. Makeshift spears and makeshift battle hammers. Improves the output of our carpenters. Output of our tailors. Obsidian spears. Cool. I mean, the problem is that, like, I don't have smithies and forging and stuff set up yet. Like, I need metalsmiths. I need all sorts of stuff to make that really worthwhile. Increasing performances of our hunters would be good. As would ox breeding. I'll say, I think those are 2 no-brainers. The mushroom farms, I guess we're waiting on. So let's pick up soldiers and archery. And then we'll see what else. So, I guess maybe we could make a boyer? Workshop that produces bows. Requires tech boyer, which I don't even have. So I have archers, but I don't know how to make bows. The irony is not lost. Some rooms have problems with high workload. You You have a very high ratio of research workers compared to your industry. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you guys have high workload, but that's because you work all the time. All of your guys know how to research, but the ability to stand at a key point and have a weapon must be researched. Yeah. Where are our boyers? Ah. 15 points for boyers. And I could just try, like, buying some weapons, maybe. Why can I not make a training ground? Didn't we just research that? Guard posts. I feel like people die here and they die down here. Interesting that the guard posts are like, they literally like point in a direction. I mean, I guess if I put them there, it really cuts off a lot of ability to move around here nicely. But at the same time, I guess I could put it like here and then I could have one like there. I'm gonna think about this. How are the weavers doing? We seem to be making, oh my god, we make so much cotton right now. Sorry, I misunderestimated how much that would explode once those guys all started growing up. 36 adult animals now. Okay, when the production is online, we're doubling our food, but it sure as heck ain't always online. Okay, and all that's still getting dug out. It's improving. Massive amounts of immigration want to happen, so. One more wood. Let's get a guard tower going, and then, you know, hopefully we have some guys. Yearly reports, you lost $9,000 in inflation. Somehow you lost meat, but you gained an insane amount of stone. Lost some leather and lost some clothes. Well, that's okay. So... Oh. I unlocked soldiering, which upgrades the training ground. What I didn't do was unlock the training ground. Border guard. Paved roads. That would be really nice. Oh, no, you know what it is? I think we actually just need to be... Yeah, I just don't have training guards. I literally can't. Our city's not big enough to allow us this. So, some more people got beat to death down here. I guess because the guard post wasn't built. May they be the last people to be beaten to death. We'll now have 3 guards. Those guards will have no weapons of any kind. I mean, I guess we do pray to an insane god. Another beating. That looks a lot like that human scientist beat that Dondorian to death. I ain't saying that's what happened, but it does feel like it. We do need to expand our population again. Because we only have 3 odd jobbers, which is kind of the jobs we need. Sure. You are 5x6s and 3x5s. We gonna dig into the mountains some more. Let's do 5x6. We'll do 5x3. Is that what that is? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5x3s. Really not like giving you any room to live your truth. Because I need to build torches and stuff in here too, right? So set them back a little bit at least, and then we have room for that stuff. Three by 5 and the 5x6. Yeah? All right, let's do that. So a few more Dondorian homes. You know, with these other jobs coming in here as well, this is where things are going to get the busiest. I suspect things are going to get kind of nuts once they kick into full speed. 3 and storage. Yeah, so you're mostly filled up on fabrics, which is great. I have loads of furniture. We're going to have stone. I guess the nice thing is like I could potentially start exporting stuff too. Certainly clothing is something we could export and make a decent business off of. Especially if I want to focus on having a lot of these guys. Yeah, man. Look, our weavers literally can't even keep up with a single pasture. I'm gonna need to build a second set of these weavers. And that's one pasture. Like, I'm gonna build another pasture up here is the plan. Homie's bleeding out in his house. Well, this will teach you to live with the humans, I guess. Fall is coming. Fall should mean mushrooms, which should mean we can actually build our mushroom farms. And I do want to build some human homes as well. I do want to live. So very briefly, let's pause this and set up some stuff on the road here. Do that. Yeah, I like that. That's a good vibe. Doop, doop, doop. Cut into there, into there, into there, into there. around the back, and what do you know? As long as I can keep the noise. Yeah, so these research posts, these labs actually don't make noise. So I could build houses all in along here as well if I keep building research posts out here and then just keep the industry on the north side. Slash the Dark Castle. Which we'll get to. We'll get to soon, my pretties. I guess this means you're up to 120 and you're up to 60. Don't stop coming. I really like that your guys just give birth now. The fact before where you needed birtheries for everybody, breederys, always felt a little bit foolish to me. Feels a bit more natural now. Bit more big natural. Okay, look at us. Look at us getting a little town together. I'm curious with humans. Because humans want to live in grand buildings or stone buildings. A stone building is just made out of uncut blocks, right? Where's basements? Right. Grand building is made out of cut blocks. Stone buildings. Oh, no. There's a way to do this. There's a way to do this. Can he remember what it is? You could just like paint it. Paint tool. Paint the map in different colors. Add and manage blueprints. Remove road. Anybody remember how to do this? Ah, wait a minute. Convert. Convert existing structures into this type. Stone building. And it's automatic. It just deducts the amount of stone that it takes. That's excellent. Finally, pink grass. So, I mean, I know our stone is like a weird, consistent upgrade. Oh, actually, speaking of stone, our quarry is ready to be built. Uh-huh. Yeah, this is really helpful. I can see very well through this. Thank you. Toggle overlay. A 111 workers are available to work in this quarry. Well, that might be overkill. Ooh, man. You're gonna need a lot of these. $77. $91. 95. One hundo. And you'll be my storage rack. Alright, well, you're not going to be cheap to build, but deposits 90%. Higher increases higher production. So that's 73 workers I could have in there. That should probably last me the entirety of the game. That should last me an infinite amount of time. A pit for the entire realm. Tailors, you're going to make clothes out of fabric, which we currently make 23. So probably I need less tailors than this. Actually, I guess 4 tailors. That'll use 21 fabric. Yeah, okay. It does make 16 clothing a day, which is really good. Because I'm down to 2 clothing, so that came in just, dare I say, at the nick of time. So we'll build a big torch there. And that's going to there, so we could put one here. Let's put a torch there. One thing I keep forgetting about is that, like, the underground needs roads. I just absolutely keep forgetting. So that'll be a quarry running, and then more roads down there. We're gonna have roads run into that mushroom farm. How did we do? Well, it's summer, so I'm gonna guess that we ate all of the mushrooms. So I'm going to go ahead and say, don't let people eat the mushrooms. Don't let people eat the mushrooms. If they're not in the market, I have to assume that we will actually get them. $302 stones, so we're getting this stone from somewhere. Like, it is still being added up somehow. Okay, you actually ran out of stone halfway through that house, but that's okay. The humans are starting to get stone housing. I would say that's a good upgrade. Game feels so awesome, but I feel so overwhelming to start with your limited time per day, so I'm going to stick with watching. That's fair. Well, I hope I can provide you a good experience, at least. All these guys keep picking all this grain, and I have nowhere to put it in my warehouse, because my warehouse is at bust. Which means I'm starting to think you require pottery and charcoal. I don't have pottery. Dondorians like making pottery, but they need clay to do it, and clay has to come down all the way from up here, which is basically a separate village. How many people do we need for this next step? 200 population. Well, we're getting there. I am like, we definitely need a bigger weaver. You guys use 24 and we're making... Oh, 27. Okay, so... That's not so big a rush. We're just making a little bit of extra cotton. Yeah, cool. That's not so bad then. I'll give you an extra clothing. You should store clothing as well. 2 people have been killed in a brawl. Throw them in the pit, lads. Everybody gets tossed in the pit. You know the rules. Pit for everybody. I feel like I should upgrade my throne room to stone so it looks nicer. So we'll do that too. Yeah, and I'd like to be able to... How come nobody is working the guard posts? Do I actually need to have soldiers? Oh, I need to have a guard force to work the guard posts. Interesting. And I need to have bows to have an archery range. Interesting. Okay, you're a longhouse, you're a longhouse, you're a house. You're a towel, you're a towel, you're a longhouse. So that'll be some more homes for these dweebs. You guys need wood, which, surprise, surprise, we do not have. Consistently having to travel further and further to get all this wood. I mean, the forestry's working, and we could always set up a second forestry behind it if we really wanted to add in extra. The soil is mostly good here. What I wanted to build a wall along here, though. I mean, I guess we could build a wall and then put a forestry outside the wall, especially if there's a gate. Stairs, palisades, stone walls, grand walls. It's a greater problem. We'll look at that down the road. One thing that gripes me, unless I haven't figured it all out, is my guys love to eat every piece of fruit and veggie I have before I can use them to plant farms. Yeah, so you can turn off... I can never remember where it is, but... access. Here we go. So I can say, turn off mushrooms. Turn off mushrooms. So that's what I should be doing. And then it actually doesn't matter if they are in stock here. I can let mushrooms be in stock as long as they are turned off. And considering we have just entered autumn, now is the perfect time for us to figure out that button. Boop. Upgrade your fiber count. Okay. Good. We got snoozy snories. We got people living in nice stone homes now. We keep making more stone, which I guess is just from digging everything out. So I'm going to keep Upgrading stuff where I can. Because humans like living in stone, and you guys like living underground, right? They love living underground. They love that more than anything. What's weird is that there's a lot of humans living underground. And a lot of dondorians living in town. And I don't know odd jobbers assign. Ah. Ha ha. So I could say these are now only human homes. And I could say that these are Dondorian homes. And then I could see what kind of chaos ensues. And I'll let this be mixed housing because, you know, you gotta have some fights. Also, I'm pretty sure a lot of the Dondorians are still working up here. But that's good. I guess they don't have any way to, like, wash their butts, which is probably something they are upsetty about. Okay, I have 16 out of the 39 mushrooms we need. Though it feels like this number should be higher than that, so maybe they're just bringing them all down still? I really hope we're still bringing them all down. I don't want to wait another year to get mushrooms. There's no mushrooms in storage there. There are 6 mushrooms in storage here, so I guess that's something I'll have to do. If I take them out of storage, maybe they'll get moved around. These guys are worked flat out, so I'm going to give them another delivery man. And you guys are the same deal, so I'm going to give you another delivery man. Delivery person. Okay. All of our houses are now made of stone. Fantastic. The other buildings, not so much, but I think it's more just about where they sleep. We are up to 15 innovation, which I tell you what, means I could unlock a boyer. So let's do that. Boyer is for sure going to make noise. I guess putting him near the hunter kind of makes sense. Ish. I don't know how big he really needs to be, though. Ah, he also requires metal bars, which we don't have. Doesn't need much in the way of auxiliaries. All right, hold on. I'm going to say that's for your storage. And then 97. 100. Bada boom. Put a door there, put a door there. I don't know, maybe, and a door there. I'm going to queue it, but then I'm also going to suspend it because until we have metal, which I can just ship in, and is probably what I'm going to have to do. Realistically. I guess we might as well build this road all the way here to the pump. See how that turns out, but yeah, what do you need? You need 11 metal and you need 8. So if I was to buy, say, 20 metal, how much do you think that would cost us? Let's say 25. 12K. You know what? It's a deal. I don't like it, but it's a deal. And then I can absolutely turn on the Mason. And heck, we might as well turn on you as well. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Is a room mined in the mountain considered a stone house? It's considered a mountain house, which is different. And dwarves, Dondorians and Garamithi love mountain homes. That's what they prefer the most. So you don't even have to build them something fancy. You just have to dig out a hole. Dig out a hole and put them in it. If only life was so easy for all of us. Is the mountain now Swiss because it has holes in it? Uh-oh. I tell you what else. I'm also going to buy like 25 mushrooms off of you. Because I bet you have those too. $5K. I can buy interns off of you? That's good to know. Almost have enough wood for the stone mine as well. So this is really good because these like cut blocks, if we're making those and we're making those at decent speed. We'll be able to start selling those. All right, I'll tell you what else. I think I'm going to start saying that you guys can have 1 fabric. I might also start saying you can have 1 furniture. Karamethis, you can have, or Dondorians, you can have 1 stone. So what's going to happen now is our guys are going to go up to the market where we have these supplies, and they're going to buy from the market and then bring them to their home, and we'll start seeing the homes get a little bit nicer. So like these guys have fabric and furniture now, so they actually have beds instead of just sleeping on hay piles. And as they get more and more and more, it gets nicer and nicer and nicer. But Dondorians! Why are you all dying all the time, hanging out outside these human houses? Currently ill with vision fever. Well, that sounds like not the funnest time. So... wood. We're using a bunch of wood for maintenance as well. So I think that actually a tech we should look at getting is basic wood cutting upgrades. Wood cutting tools, skilled wood cutting. We don't have the innovation for it right now, obviously, but Like, I'm concerned that I have all this territory and there's no trees planted. Upgrade to an advanced woodcutter. Iron bars and gears. I love these flowers. I'd like to be able to plant some of those around. Which I thought there was a flower decoration, but I'm not seeing it now. Did they remove that, or did they hide it behind tech? Statues, pillars, fine speech. You might be able to paint them. Oh, that would be nice. No, painting is just colors. I gotta be honest, I don't even know what that does. Paint the map in different colors. Your guess is as good as mine. Nice. The mason is being constructed. 4 more wood for the quarry. 9 more mushrooms to be delivered. See, the thing is like, your people could just steal the mushrooms out of the warehouse. Even though I bought 25 mushrooms, they might be like, well, we love mushrooms. And we want to eat them, and we're not getting them anywhere else. So you brought these mushrooms into the warehouse, and we're going to just walk in there when nobody's looking. Gobble them all up. That's what they do. Hey, no farting. Whenever you're not looking, that's what they get up to. I'm doing pretty good on livestock. I guess we could make some like endolons or something as well. Something that's maybe a bit more meat focused. Right? Because they just make meat. Endolons. 1.3 versus 0.8. Yeah. Globdians would also be good because they get us egg. Egg. And in fact, they'd probably make us more overall than an Indolent does. You make 1.3, can you make 1.1 and 0.3 in meat. So that would get us eggies. But I'd have to research it. Indolent makes more livestock. Globdians, yeah, that's where it counters. The other thing is like if I just focused on ox and then upgraded these through tech, eventually they'd probably outweigh the Indolents, and I'd be able to make a bunch of clothing too. Bitch's option. I mean, I'm getting this bread, man. Maybe I just build a bakery up here. You know, man, maybe I just make a bakery, man. 4 and 1. What if I was to just do this? What if I was to just put in a big old honkin' bakery? Obviously, that's not going to work. That's going to be too big. Can you go one more? Oh, you could. You did that. You could have auxiliary ovens lining the middle. That gets me 100. Is it like the most insane bakery imaginable? Sure. But does it also work? Yeah. I'm thinking about a big road. Big road right here. I know we have big road down there, but I feel like we're going to need multiple big roads. All right, why not? Is this the first stream for this particular run? It is, Darius, yes. And is this a Burial Goods reference? It is also a Burial Goods reference. I've been listening to a lot of Hexcore lately. So I decided to start a dark fortress, an evil town. It's not so evil yet, but we're it's gonna take a little bit to get dark. We're gonna make our way there. Step by step. Okay, so that's again gonna cut into my wood supply. Which continues to be an issue of its own creation. I think I need a second woodcutter. I don't think there's any way around it. So the problem being is that I would like to build a wall. I would like to build a fortification off of this river. Probably to the width of 3, if not 4. Which I could do. So this would be the outer part of the wall. Which could come all the way down to here. One, two, like that. So that would be the gate. I know this feels kind of foolish putting in these little mini palisades right now, but it's just going to help me make sense of things as we go down. So there is room for all sorts of stuff kind of eventually along this wall. But if I am talking like replicate this woodcutter, I'm basically talking about putting it right here. I guess we could do it one away from the walls. Yeah. I mean, this makes sense to me. The furniture guy's right there. So it's not really that long an adventure. Why don't we do 3 away from the walls? And if that's the road, we'll do it 1 up from the road. So I do want to click to reconstruct room. Because the storage box, I want to be like here instead. Yeah. Great. My goodness. Okay. And then that's the center part of the road. Whoopalai. That'll go up the edge, which means that can go up there. Goodness gracious. Title, hell yeah, sub. Thank you, dude. Do we play a lot of Songs of Syx? I have. We did a full playthrough for version 70. So I played as a all Amoebus colony. And we focused on knights and mounted troops. And it was very good. I see I'm having also another job problem crisis here. Let's go 140 and 80. Keep these numbers growing. Ah, yeah, the Mason is up and running now. Nice. And there's our training ground and our stockades, as well as some free tech. which at this point I am very extremely grateful for. So how many? Currently, I don't produce any blocks. I'll have you producing some, though. This is almost done. This just needs to finish 7% construction. I mean, what's going on with this fabric situation? Because I seem to be maxed out on fabric right now. But I shouldn't be. So I guess let's give you another tailor. And make some more clothing. I still need 9 more mushrooms. So I am correct. Despite buying all of those mushrooms, somebody just came in and ate all of it. Which is comedy. I tell you what I'm going to do with this tech as well right away. Is buy roads. Paved roads. Swimming pool wouldn't be bad either. Swimming pool would not be bad either. So many of these would not be bad. But what do I need? That's the question. We have bowyers, we have masons. I have no weaponry. Stone fortifications could be an option. Stocks, execution, prisons. I have 11 innovation left. Schools. I mean, the stocks definitely fit our vibe. I will eventually need swimming pools. I'm gonna take a stage. Proper burial. Let's just take the stage for now. Perhaps. Oh, God, I can't make it any smaller here. Doesn't quite angle for me. Well, suppose I could build one over here. Yeah, why not? I'll tell you what, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to add in my favorite thing to do whenever I'm building these is a bunch of benches. Do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They have to face that way. Something like that. Little decorations, right? It's the little decorations that count. Yeah, there absolutely used to be flower decorations. Oh, I see. They added it under tree. Ooh, a very sculpture, mound of skulls, head on spike. Ooh. Well, we're going to be building some of those soon, that's for certain. And I think what I'll do is I'll put a tree. Do some trees in the back here as well, maybe. And then I'm just going to do flowers. And then we have a couple little exits for the actors. Right? Perfect. I like this. That's a vibe. Is it just totally unnecessary decorations when our city is still really starting out? Positively, positively. Do I love it though? Yes. It's actually not very expensive to build a stage either, so. Okay, and that woodcutter is almost done as well. So. Kind of want to do an ASMR stream based on Town full of laboratories. I'm gonna install the mod later this evening that turns off the poop noises. I actually forgot about it. And so I am being punished by the poop gods. I'm glad actually I decided to add 3 spaces here because I forgot about running water along this. Which is probably something we're gonna have to do. Let's see what it looks like when it's built first. Okay, how are we doing? Minus 45 jobs. Yeah, that makes sense because I added in 73 quarrymen. It's probably a bit much. As much as I love making 200 stone a day. 44. You guys could probably actually max out. 33. No, that's going up. 4417. Wow. All right. Well, let's add a couple more stone miners on there. Hot dog, dude. Well, that basically means I can actually take these guys and I can say take like as much stone as you want. I'm at net -4, so I actually need to do a bit more than that, but we'll see how that affects with furniture. But I really don't think it's going to be that bad. So all you dondorians are living up here. And what, all my humans have nowhere to live? Who do I not have space for? Three human plebs. There's literally an open apartment right here. Is it because you're trying to work down in the stone mines and only dondorians are allowed to live down here? I bet your bottom dollar that's what it is. Human odd jobber. Human parent. Human odd jobber. Yuri Whiskey. That's a good name. Looks like white ground. Looks like you found the flower decoration. Just a little bit of snow. Love this game a lot. My cities usually reach critical mass around 4K pop, so I'm joining streams trying to learn how to plan better. Woof. I mean, 4K is... You're cooking a pretty nice city there. I don't know what we got to in our Amoebus campaign. I feel like 4K. Or around there. I mean, at a certain point, it's just about economies of scale, right? So it's like, how do you replicate your building plots as quick as possible? If you're going for numbers that are like that big, doing sort of Roman town designs is very, very good. We're doing a bit of a medieval town design right now, which makes life a little bit more complicated. All right, I think I'm gonna have to do another housing block. Because I don't know where these humans are going to live otherwise. Really, it's like all of our housing is here. Are you done? No, you're still not done. There's a lot more room for them to keep moving down. My alternative idea is I just kick out the dondorians completely. Just force them into the caves. Okay, we also need things like I need the training ground. I need the archery range. Hello, Boyer, that's making an insane amount of bows. Especially considering I have no access to leather. Haha. I'm not even storing leather. That's probably the main problem. That bakery is waiting on wood. Ooh, yeah. All right. Okay. Let's get all this random wood around. Start with that. Woodcutter is being built, so we're gonna need more people for that anyway. I don't really want to build down here because it's all like there's no foundation. Furthermore, the soil is really good. I shouldn't even have houses down here. This should all be farms. Ooh. I mean, yeah. Doesn't really matter too much, but can be awful nice. Let's go ba 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 like this. This be another filler house for now. Boop boop boop. And doop doop doop. I need to probably start doing things like adding wells and stuff around too, but still loyalty and happiness is doing shockingly good, so I'm gonna try not to panic too much about it right now. And let things just like cook for a little minute. Hot minute? My God. How do you properly segregate your citizens? My humans keep beating my pigs to death and I have their home ownership set up. The answer is they beat each other to death. If you have things like guard towers and guards in the new updates, that makes a big difference, obviously. Or not obviously, but like that does help. And having your guys patrol around will reduce the likelihood of crime. Yay, we have actors. Huzzah, little stage plays. Despite having an urban design minor, I'm really bad at planning large areas. I'm more of a build by need kind of guy that breaks eventually. Yeah. My goal, because I'm not used to doing multi-citizens, is I literally plan to set up different towns. So like this is going to be Dondorian town. This is Human Town. Garamithi Town is going to be down here. I'm going to build an Amoebus Town up here if I can. And then I think pig people are going out here and elves are going out here. And then we're going to have sort of like a centralized, our dark castle is going to be sort of centered in and around here and around this like really good terrain. That's the goal. How that works. Mega TBD. Mega TBD. So, do these guys make noise training dummies? Emits noise, yeah. So I can't really have them near all the houses. And right now I'm saying that all of this should maybe be farmland. So I could maybe develop military down from the Boyar, actually, and that would still work for me. An archery ground would be the obvious choice to go next to the Boyar first. Can never remember how big these have to be. Have to be that big. So what is that? 12 by 10. Okay. And then I still have a bit of room. Because the idea was for that to be 4 wide. All right, yeah. No trees to build these palisades, of course. Not a tree to be had. So, if you're 12 by... What did I say? 12 by 10? I mean... I could just fit that there, right? That feels kind of like a no-brainer. We're already making those bows. So let's just do that. And then these guys at their maximum size are perfect. Excellent. That couldn't have worked out better if I had tried to do it. So that allows for 26 capacity, which is a very strange number to go with. 11, 9, 18. 20. Why are you doing this to me, man? All right, well, I guess 26 it is. What are these being made out of? Stone? Yeah, I mean, I guess at this point, everything just ought to be made out of stone anyway. We have enough coming in. And it's like, well, if it's not made, then that gets sorted out after. Okay, so this is still potential farming land. I could raise opium here. I'm probably going to need a hospital for these soldiers, so... Big opium fields? How long range are we talking? Longbow, shortbows, sniper rifles? And the Age of Wonders Shadow 3 thing gives all hero units 1 rank is repeatable? Yeah, it just costs more and more every time you cast it. So it do add up. Haven't figured out the new guards. Even the largest guard post only shows a relatively tiny radius despite needing 50 yards. So they have like a view cone is how these guard posts work. But my understanding is that also your guards will then patrol. So you'll actually see them walk around the town. Which is where I suspect a lot of the actual like policing happens. All right, you guys better add some more torch posts. There. Let's try that. This is a pretty dark area. But I'm not sure it's a problem. This is meant to be, I did say this was going to be like one of the main roads, so yeah, we might as well put a big torch in there. These homies all seem to be doing fine. They can deal with a little bit of the dark. We'll put another torch here outside the quarry. And then, yeah, rooms are lit up on their own, so. All right. Look at these dondorians stone flooring their houses. Bougie. They used up to 50 stone? Whew. All right, gee whiz. How is this going? This is still at 75% construction. This is kind of getting me crazy. Like, I'm gonna need to build housing up here. There's no question about it. You also need wood. So many things I have built require wood, and I just really need people to work on this woodcutter, which they are. There's one guy out there building it. Now he's got to take a bath. Scott Goffman. Also, I have no food. Has somebody been overexpanding again? Call the herd? Big call. Yeah, we're gonna do a big call. Okay. I mean, I'm also like, I have these 28 livestock. Why don't we make endolons? They are the best meat deal. 40 by 25 is what we said we were working on these guys for. Bop. 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 Couple of huts. You need to be that big? Yeah, I guess so. Why not? Okay. Might need to put some canals down there. I think because it's so close to the water, he should be fine. I think. But boy, I really wish you guys would work on this woodcutter first. In fact, I want to suspend this job. Now, you know what? There is one guy over here. They're doing it like one little blade of grass at a time. All right. Inflation, 6,000. We lost 18,000 through trade. In total, we lost 24,000. We're down to 16K. We're losing meat. We lost 2,000 stone. That's fine. Livestock's up. Fiber's up. Grain is up. Furniture way down. Clothes way up. I would generally say this is okay. One thing you need to know about me is, in a given time, you're ready to put away 5 to 15 hot dogs. Not even a thing for you to cram down 10 to 20 hot dogs. Any given moment, any given place, bam, 20 to 30 dogs. I'm not doing it now because that's crazy behavior, but there's 2 wolves in me and both of them are craving at least 30 to 40 hot dogs at any given time. That is basically how I feel in the summer. The moment barbecue season starts, I'm like, get me hot dogs. I know these are not good for me. I don't care. Assign your army units to guard patrol. I think that helps lawfulness too, but I'm still figuring out the new update. Yeah. Yeah, I did notice that it was like you have a guard force here now. And you can decide which division it is. I'll be honest, I didn't even realize we had divisions. I would argue that we don't really. I always use mercs instead of my own armies. I was wondering why patrols weren't helping lawfulness very much. Yeah. If you have the mercs, like, they're not going to come back into your city, right? They are always going to stay on the map. I'm a build your own army kind of guy, but one of my goals for this campaign is to not hire mercs, but hire, I don't know what they're called, like recruits? There are like guys on the map that you can pick up. This place got taken by no vaster. Or that place, it just is no vaster? Oh yeah, there's still lots of free cities around. The fact that we're getting a military up and running is good. We'll have bows, which is good, because that's all you really need to conquer people. At least early on. Yay! Woodcutter number 2. So now I have the problem where with that new woodcutter, I need more people. So guess what? You're up to 160. You know what, man? No, you know what? Keep you at 160. I was going to be like, you know what? Let's go 200 and 100. And then I was like, wait a minute. I have no food at the moment. I have literally 0 food. Desperately trying to make more pigs. I guess I'm probably going to build a pool here. I could drop a canal over and then just like culvert it a few times. Wrongful death. Where? Killed in a brawl. There's too many dondorians around. I don't know who did it. All right, I do think I actually have to like ban dondorians from these houses. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Wait. I did it wrong. Oops. I banned humans. I want the dondorians to live in the caves. Like, they're the ones who should be doing all the masonry. They're the ones who should be doing all the tailoring. There's 5 tailors, 16 masons, 14 miners, right? That's like, what, 35... 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. When did I learn to count? What did I just do? 34, 47. Yeah, okay, I see why the Dondorians don't want to live in the mines. There's not enough jobs for them. "16 humans are homeless, but I feel like they'll figure that out in a second." Yeah, now only 4 are homeless, and I honestly have no idea why. Food bad. Production 77, consumption 116. I have 6 mushrooms. Oh my god, bring 3 of them down here, for the love of God, please. Somebody. Don't let them get eaten. 10 mushrooms. Yes! We got enough for the mushroom farm. It is happening. You guys want wood and furniture. You don't even want stone blocks. You guys do, though. Do I just give it to you, then? Oof. Oh, yeah, my carpenters aren't producing anything because there's no wood. Well, I gotta tell you, man, the Dondorians are living pretty good. Because all they want is stone. All they want is stone and cloth, and they just make all that themselves, so... Well, at least, hopefully, 75 on the woodcutters, and the carpenters only use 15, maintenance is only 15. The bowyers are 5, so that should restock us up. You know, there's a million things still asking for wood right now, so I just have to... I have to be patient, and I'm not good at that. Who needs mercs when you want to be a necromancer? Oh my god, dude, if they put magic into this game, I'd be done. I'd be done so. I'm still waiting for them to put magic into Dwarf Fortress, which I know is going to absolutely slay me. Brain finger wiggling me for only having 10 days of food? That's so much food. Are you kidding me? Try 0 days of food. Then you'll see how the riots start. I need to try and store more of that, and probably more of that, and probably more of that. Definitely more clothes, definitely more cut blocks, definitely more regular stone. I would like to start building export depots. Because I make stuff down here that I don't need. So I feel like we should probably be selling it. Right? That makes sense to me. You can use legally distinct horses in your armies. Yeah, use a division of mounted knights to suppress or guard your people. Mounted guards. That's very fun. So our last campaign, I did a bunch of amoebans with with warhammers on mounts. And gods be damned, did they ever do damage. You would rush them into a crowd and they would just delete them. It didn't matter who they were. Now, it did help that they also had plate mail and were maximum trained, so they were just, like, the most elite cavalry you could imagine. But they crushed. Definitely wasn't paying attention when we made the water pump. Does it stop in winter? No, it just, I just needed to balance the right amount of people and weight. It takes a while for it to, like, get up to the right pressure, even when it's got all the people working at it, so it doesn't matter if it ices over. At least not that I am aware of. Nice. Okay, everybody has a home. Look at this. And all the Dondorians are living inside their caves. Oh. Why am I suddenly out of 15 jobs? The bakery opened. Well, you don't need that many bakers, that's for sure. I don't really like produce this, so I'm just gonna say like 5 bakers, and even that might be overkill. We harvest grain like at one point during the year. I do need more weavers. Who keeps opening up new jobs? Ah. The archery range has begun. Okay. So this does mean I need to actually sort out my military. Because otherwise it's like, who is doing what? So I'm going to make you arrows. They're going to be called archers. And we're going to train you with bows. How many of you do I want? 40? No, apparently that is not enough. Okay, then... So I'm just gonna like disband you and you. For now. You're gonna be military. I don't know what you guys are gonna have. Probably makeshift spears at the way everything is going right now. Yeah. Are you spears? No, you're spears. And your banner is illegal? Why is that? Division 2. My final question, who is my guard patrol? Guard force. These guys? Oh. I guess them. Oh, amazing. And this is overtime, days off, inspect, mushroom farmer, mushroom farmer. I'd like to max you guys out. So they should start bringing in mushrooms. I have room for a few more dondorians. I have room for quite a few more humans. So I'm going to bump you up to 180. And we'll go 90. I know it's a bit insane considering how broke we are, but... okay, you're going to prioritize clothing. But... we'll only fetch from warehouse when at least 75% of our warehouses, let's say 70% of our warehouses are filled. At least 144 items stored. That seems reasonable. Okay. That guy's going to be cut stone blocks. I don't know what this guy is. Cotton? Sure, man. So that should get us some income dripping in slowly, which will help. Definitely wasn't paying attention when we made the water pump as a stop in winter. Somebody built their pump backwards. You don't want to talk about it. So it's okay. It's not like there's giant arrows on it when you're trying to build it, you know? It can be pretty confusing, these arrows. These arrows in and these arrows out. It's not always that straightforward. Oh, I need wood. Is that all? No, that's one wood. Okay. For a minute, I thought those were all stacks of wood just waiting to be moved. And I was like, oh, I see the problem. Now, that being said, you know, our warehouses are working at 98% capacity right now. 98, 97. Oh, that's pretty good. I got a handful of plebs who don't seem to know how to work their jobs. And you're gonna export stone cut blocks when we have, let's go 80%. I feel like it's gonna take us a fair bit to get to 80%, but it'll keep him busy. Awesome. Okay, so that's really gonna help us out. Furthermore, I can start updating some more buildings to stone, because we have quite a bit in stock. And it means that they take less for our janitors to deal with, so it's a nice thing to do. Makes them just a little more sturdy. Okay, great. And we have a bunch of people training at the archery range, I guess. Doesn't really look like they're shooting anything, but I don't know if that matters. Unavailable wood. Yeah, our wood problem is really bad, because that requires like 400 wood. Everything else is built, though. And the mushrooms are planted. People are starting to get upsetty spaghetti because I'm going to take a wild guess and say there's not a lot of food. If we find that our city is crumbling to dust, we can move to a different part of Syx and start over. We will retain our current level and be unable to unlock any new titles. We can also keep some of our resources. I don't find that our city is crumbling to dust. Is that what's happening right now? I do have a handful of starving people. You're not wrong on that count, but I like that they give you that option. The jander's got everything running pretty smooth. The only thing he's short on is, of course, wood. But again, we will eventually get that problem solved, so. Lost another 3K, lost a bunch of meat, lost a bunch of stone, lost a bunch of all sorts of stuff, but made a bunch of other stuff. I like the yearly report, even if it's not that valuable to us at the moment. Low loyalty. Some plebs are displeased with your rule. They are packing their bags to leave. Because I have no odd jobbers. What happened here? I'm guessing it's mass starvation. Oh, a Dondorian is actually leaving. It's funny because I am making bread. Furthermore, this Endelon pasture just opened up. So did the training ground. Okay, so now I'm seeing the problem. I'm seeing what's happening. I'm seeing why we're starving. We have to wait for all this food to kick in. And it's gonna take a hot minute. And furthermore, I don't think I'm letting people eat bread. You're allowed to eat bread. You're not allowed to eat mushrooms. Oh yeah, that's... I can see why that would upset you. I'll let you guys have bread down here too. Also mushrooms. Okay. Ooh. Starving. Uh-oh. That's okay. That's a temporary problem. I think for right now, maybe I just put these on 0. Because I don't really have the people to be working them. And then... starving, okay. A few people are leaving. Crime! Your first crime has been committed. That's my first crime? I don't know if that's I don't know if that's necessarily true. What kind of crime do we have? Starved. Look, we just need the pig pens to grow up. There's 34 pigs out here. Once they're up, we'll have lots of food coming in. We have mushrooms coming in soon. Presumably in 7 days, we'll produce 3 whole mushrooms. I hope that number is going to be bigger than that. Some people are leaving because there's no food, and some people are dying, but thankfully they're dying right here next to the mass grave. They're like, we're ready to hop in. As soon as we die, just chuck us in the pit. If we can, we'll die in the pit. Ooh, yeah, people are not stoked right now. I could, I suppose, buy some holdover food. Everybody likes meat, and it's very cheap. Ooh, not that cheap. Not that cheap at all. Sell price 116. With a tariff of 15. Oh, so it's 133 an item. Oh, I misread this. I thought it was $1 an item. Bread is apparently cheap. Could I buy 50 bread? It's so expensive. I'd rather... Bread's too expensive. I'd rather my people just starve. They'll figure it out. I can't be spending our money on bread. Otherwise, I won't have a mountain of gold to sit up on. It's okay. Don't worry about it. We can always let other people immigrate in here if we need to. Like, we got some pigs who want to move into town. Can't afford bread? Eat cake instead. You got it. The town will make sense. It just needs time to figure it out. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull everybody off the lab. Well, not everybody, but let's pull a bunch of people off the lab, and now we have people to work. And hopefully, those people can make food. 6 whole days on that mushroom farm. Boy. That is still a lot of days. Now, I'm going to take a wild guess and say that these pigs probably take a long time to grow up. It's okay. It's a temporary issue. It's no big deal. Look, see? Less people are starving. We used to be 30. Now there's only like 16. It's kind of hovering around that number, but, you know, it's improving. Okay, you guys have to leave there. What other jobs are maybe not so important? Well, I guess they're just going to, like, strip out people from all walks of life evenly. I literally just think as soon as this mushroom harvest comes in 5 days, we'll have it. And then it will all balance back out. Starvation does not discriminate. How's your moisture? 96. Wow, that is so close to being the amount I needed. I don't even know where I should build a canal here. Do I build it like up here, or do I just tack that one on? I guess I need to build it up this road. What's happened with our stone? The masonries are eating a lot. Maintenance is eating a lot. Oh, you know what probably happened with our stone is all of our miners died. I'll go out on a limb here and say that probably what happened is they were like, it's not so important that we mine when everybody is dying. Estimated harvest a year, 52. total for the whole year? And you make 135. Last year you made 175. You're gonna make 23. So I might need a few more mushroom farms. I can tell you that much right now. I think I'm gonna need a lot more mushroom farms, in fact. Wow, we've dropped so bad, we're down to 48 workforce. But there's only 4 people starving. But I guess also I probably have a lot of corpses I need to bury. So it's time for the old mass graves to come back out. Good old mass graves. Solving all my problems. There you go, laddies. Can't afford bread? Turn you into bread. Well, I mean, the bakery is chugging along. We've actually burned through all the grain. Noted. There is grain up here, but with 50 missing jobs, I don't think I have anybody to go get it. Two days on mushrooms. Huh. Ha! The moisture level of this mushroom farm is bad. 47% target value. Furthermore, you can't see the moisture value until you dig out. The place. Which makes my life a little bit more difficult. So now I gotta figure out ways to get water down here. Which eventually we were gonna need to do anyway, because, you know, they're gonna want, you know, somewhere to bathe. It all takes time. Hans, thank you for the follow. Just a self-fixing problem? Starvation? Yeah. The problem that doesn't fix is immediately is the workforce problem. But as this food starts coming in, we'll then have a stockpile of food, and the Endolons will come in, and then as we have more food, our population will go back up, and we'll refill those roles. So yeah, we did a bit of a purge. Bit of an accidental purge, I guess. These things, you know, they happen. It's not always ideal. 0.0 days. 8 people starving, but nobody dying. That's better. Mushrooms galore. What happened to them all? Where did they go? Did they go into the warehouse? I don't understand. Did they just steal hundreds of mushrooms? Did they go into the marketplace? Maybe they went into the marketplace. I have no idea where the mushrooms just went. I know that they just harvested 50 mushrooms. Oh my god. The worker just stole them all. The workers just stole the entire harvest. Kept them for themselves. Somebody's room has like 500 mushrooms inside of it. Are they magic mushrooms? Not quite. Oh, you guys don't have enough people working here. And I'm actually losing animals because of that? Yeah, wow. Who died? Starvation, starvation, starvation. Well, maybe these people are dying because somebody stole the entire mushroom harvest. God damn it, we gotta buy some food. How much is grain? 99. Sure, bread is cheaper than grain. I don't really want to give you that livestock because I kind of need that livestock. Well, that do be an issue. So the hunters are bringing back 26 meat a day. And we're consuming 33, so we should be stockpiling meat now. There's no reason for us to keep starving. One of our biggest issues is I actually don't have enough people to work all my pastures, so my pastures are no longer working at maximum capacity. That can't be right. This seems to say that I'm only making 3 mushrooms. Which, if that's the case, that's what they ate. But surely mushrooms must give you a better harvest than that. These are 7 across, right? So I could do long 7 across strips of mushroom farms. Maybe that's the way to do it. Concerned about that moisture level. I don't know why it's so empty in the back. Yeah. Okay, well, all those numbers are going up. That's good. Our population is climbing again. Your citizens rejoice as a wagon of bread rolls into town. Yeah, and they just devour it instantly. Mushroom farms are slow, hey? Well. But. I have enough livestock for these. I just need the population to work them. Even all my, like, woodcutters are down in numbers. Basically, everything is down in numbers right now. And I don't really want to bring anybody into our city until we solve the food crisis. Which I guess, like, I could turn off the weavers, the bowyers. I could turn off all of the masons. Just have everybody working food. The problem is that the dondorians are not good at food. You guys are missing mega populations both. And of course, nobody wants to immigrate into our town right now because they're like, well, everybody just died there. Everybody just starved to death in this city. They are starving again. What are these guys doing? All right, 28 animals. So the meat should start coming in. Should start coming in any day now. Humans are good at farming. Yeah, this is where all the good farmland is up here. I mean, I could build a massive grain farm. To feed that bakery. Right now, we're just relying on foraged grains, so... Hum. What is the option? What is the best food option for me here? I could also just like grow vegetables down here. It's just that like the humans and the Dondorians don't care about this stuff. And the Garamithi also don't care about it, who are the next people we're probably going to have. Fish. Egg. Oh, humans do like bread, though. Fish. What about fish? What about fish? Here's the tricky part. Well, actually, maybe it's not that tricky. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no. Is that meant to be where the wall is? 4? Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. This could work. This could actually work. It's hilarious. It's quite the way to do this. This is 4 fishermen. Oh, that's as far as you can get. So the storage here would be like that. And then we'd basically have one big fisherman's hut. Oh, we don't even need that big. We can have one small fisherman's hut. Now, if that's the case, could I actually make you this big? And then give me a little more room down here? I sure could. 5 fishermen. We got a +2 bonus for deep sea. We would produce 7 fish. All right. I guess so. I think that as well. Hold a lolly. We'll see how that works. I think mushrooms work the same as opioids and herbs instead of normal food farms. I see. Well, hopefully some fish along this shore will be helpful. And we can set up more when we build the amoebans up here. Yeah. Grain would be good. Of course, this takes 68 wood, which we don't have. Look, I'm trying to build things while people are starving. Hopefully people can still take a bath in this. Even if it's part of the fishery? I mean, eventually we'll have the pool here, so. One more emigrate. $3.29. I'm still a little confused. I still feel like that is producing 3 mushrooms every entire harvest, which seems exceptionally low. Now, I know it's at 50% moisture, but even so, 6 mushrooms also seems low. I'm going to let that mass grave finish so we can get rid of it. It's just too clean. Perfect circle. Mass grave's got to look like a mass grave. You know what I mean? I hope not. Okay. Food. Yeah. Deranged human. Uh-oh. I'm not ready for asylums. That's a long way out, man. That is a long, long way out. I'm trying to tell my guys to cut a few more trees, just because there are some around, and maybe if they cut them, they can bring them into this fishery. The fishery would give me an immediate usable food source, which is why I am kind of hoping we can get it up and running. Priest camps, yeah. Wow, it's amazing how quick everybody went from like being okay with how we're doing to just being very upset about us. Something has spooked the animals in the region. Your hunters know not what the cause is, but the increased weariness makes hunting them more difficult. Great. Our hunters lose 25%. Not enough innovation to maintain our current technologies. All bonus for technologies using these points are receiving a penalty. Some unlocked mechanisms are now re-locked. Yeah. Okay. Tell you what. I know there is a way to turn on priority. Yearly reports, grain, leather, fabric. Okay, priority 11 means more important. So I'm going to priority 11 all of the food to stop us from starving. I am now short 90 jobs. Okay. But I have 400 pieces of clothing, so that's kind of nice. Fishery's up and running. Nice. Okay, so the fishery is producing 5 fish. Hell, man, I'll take it. People can still swim in the fishery too, so it's kind of funny. Just little fishing storage bin. Having nobody work the warehouse also seems like a surefire way to have a problem. Okay, there is food in the stalls. Yeah, okay, there is meat in the food stall. So while I don't have meat in storage, there is actually still meat available to eat. All right, 81 population. We got to talk about how we get these numbers up. The obvious answer is immigration. There are 5 fishing jobs. What if I built a house out here for 5 amebans? Right? I could literally build a single house and hire 5 temporary foreign workers who would just live out here. This is all that they would do. And they would work the fishing grounds. Does that sound ethically okay? So let's dismantle that torch. I'm not going to want it made out of stone if I do that, because amebans don't like stone. They like mud. Oh, that's really convenient, actually. Convert to mud. Okay, hold on. Let's just delete this house. And then we'll say home, house. House of mud. And then I'll wait till they get hired. Now, they're going to have to travel a long way for anything, but I don't care about that, as it turns out. Deranged human you called? Steve Dave, the city guard? Yeah, I mean, I don't know who's alive in our city anymore, but I'll find you a Steve Dave. How about this guy? Steve Dave, city guard. His last name is City Guard. His first name is Steve Dave. The temperature is rising. So they build this house, and then I say, only amevans are allowed to live here. And then I go here, and I say, 5 amevans are allowed to move into town. And in theory, they should work the job they like the best, that is the closest. Which I sure as heck hope means, you know, they work the fishery. Now, obviously, they're going to get beat to death. That's, I feel like, goes without saying. Their loyalty is already just tanking. Because there are no natives and they are a slim majority. So I don't know how well this is going to work. Maybe I should have bought some amebans. Maybe that would have been the real way to do this. They are upsetty spaghetti because they are also super racist. He is a fisherman. Nice. Well, 2 of them figured out how to live here and they're both fishermen. 3 of them, all 3 fishermen. Look at this. Getting to love the job that they have. 2 of them have disappeared. Interesting. Where did they go? There were 5 of them. One is working odd jobs, which he really shouldn't be. He should be working fishermen. Ah, another one has vanished. I don't understand because it doesn't say they're leaving. And it doesn't say they've been beaten to death. Nah, I should say, it doesn't say they've been beaten to death yet. Maybe we should just pay attention to what happens to this fisherman. Because something tells me maybe when he goes into the town square, he gets beaten to death. So far, so good, though. Talk the fisher lizard. We'll see what happens to Talk. He's got a name now, so... I wonder about, could we give the amoebans access to blocks? You know what, man? There's only like 2 of them. I'm gonna let them have whatever they want. Oh no, where's Talk? There he is. I'm gonna let them have the nicest house in the city. So few torches around, even during the day, they're nice to look at. Variety of food is bland, and I want to eat more. Hey, we have 3 days worth of food. Look at us. Living the dream right now, dudes. I had 200 food meat in stock. If he's a lizard, can we eat him? There is cannibalism, which would have been actually not necessarily the worst way to solve our food problem. It would have been, let's call it a way to solve our food problem. Because then every time someone dies, you know, they're just adding to the stockpile. So I guess if they starve to death, there's probably not a lot of food left around. Yeah, you gotta go pretty far. You got some food. You're heading back to the home. Maybe you guys should buy some nice stuff for your house. He's just relaxing. I like that there's 3 of them. Eventually, they'll make babies. What's really funny is because I gave them so much stuff, their loyalty and happiness is actually climbing way back up. They don't care that they're a minority because there's so many of them, or that they're treated so well, I should say. And they all work in the fishery. Oh, you can also give them handouts. Go to the workplace, elevate. There's another yearly report. Yeah, all right, we're starting to drop on other stuff. Persecute them. Oh! We have a 4th amoeba now, too. All right. 5th amoeban. Nice. All right, so they have decided not to beat each other to death. They've just decided that this is where the amoebans will live. Furthermore, I think I could probably give them a road that shortens their travel time into town. Just a smidge. Would you look at this? We have odd jobs again. It took us a little bit, but we bounced back. Now, that being said, I'm about to run out of food again, so I don't know how exactly we make this work. I guess it really depends on our amount of bread. Which does lead me to believe I should probably be farming grain. I don't like it, but I do believe that's the case. I also want egg. But I can't afford to have too many amoebans because they're treated so well. Oh, Oh, look at this. Dondorians actually want to emigrate, even though they're kind of unhappy. How are we doing on all this? 44, net 17. Net 55. Okay. Yeah, see, we were just a little bit upset about the whole dying thing. Road preferences. Didn't we unlock better roads? We did. Cobblestone Forest Plaza. Oh, the pigs and the elves like that. Paved roads. Humans like it. And dwarves like it. And it only costs stone, which we make a lot of. Convert. This is the next job. I guess really I want to convert like this entire center of the city as well, seeing as this is the nicest roads. And then it's about like looking at where are the roads that are traveled the most. That one's very highly traveled. And this one is very highly traveled. As is this internal road. Up, 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 up. As is this road. I guess because so many people want to come up and take baths. Which do sort of make sense, hey? I can see why that would be heavily traveled. Yay, look, all of our mass graves are even empty. None of my people are beds, or does generate when you build the houses. So the houses, you can actually see. So this is like a human house here. So these little straw piles, these are beds. And then as they start getting things like furniture and fabric, they will upgrade them to proper beds. Basically, all the different things there you can see under their names, like wood, furniture, fabric, jewelry, pottery. As you start letting your citizens have that, you will start seeing their houses get nicer and nicer. The dwarves, for example, dondorians, they have fancy stone floors and cut blocks and fabric. So some of them have these nice torches. Some of these have these like nice stone flooring. They still don't really have beds because I haven't given them any furniture, but all things with due time. All right, so like we've solved the starvation issue, but I wouldn't say we've solved the food issue. And I honestly think the only way to solve it is by making more farms. So, question, moisture is really bad down here. But the soil is really good. And the foundation sucks, so there's no... I don't want to build houses down here because they cost like a fortune to maintain. I also don't want to build houses up here because they cost a fortune to maintain. And the soil is really good. So, all of this is good farmland. And this is good farmland. This farmland is a little more complicated. It's closer, but it's a little more complicated. Because I need to get water to it, and I don't have an exact way to do that right now. No, it's not too complicated to do. I could run water down here, or I could just expand this canal. There are options. TV show from the 80s tried rebooting it, but it was bad. 45. They take baths in the fish pond? Yeah, they do. Oh, it's feeding the fish, you know? You ever have fish come up and just like nibble the food off of your body? What a delightful massage. Have I tried building affordable housing for your working class and not only for the rich, you money-hungry capitalist? No, but I have considered building a giant slave pit over to the east and filling it with bugs who, you know, eat their own when they die. Just a cannibalistic slave pit. I have thought about doing that. Just saying, that one is still pretty likely. Slave pits are basically affordable housing for the working class. Yeah, you raise a good point. I can't disagree with you there. Sometimes I can be terrifying. Oh, do we need leather for anything? I mean, I need it for bows, but I do get some from hunting. I think what I need to do is I need to queue up one more pasture. Actually, no. I'm just going to go straight to farming. Because we're better at farming. We're not good at pastures. How big a grain farm can I build? Answer, pretty darn big. Fill that in. That'll do, man. I don't need that tiny little extra bit. So, this will be a massive granary. No, actually, I flipped it up. It's one less. This will be a massive granary. / grain farm. Does that count as ocean or does that count as land? I think that counts as land. Hard to say. It will require 200 grain to start this field. It starts with 100% moisture, which is incredible, and it will take 25 farmers. Area must be connected. Oh. Construct. That's gonna be a lot of farmland. According to Professor Google, the show was popular in Germany due to anti-fascist messaging, but that's Google, so who knows if it's true. It was nice when Google was, like, reliable. And not just a weird, cursed being that it is nowadays. I remember back in the day when you could trust what Google had to say. Not anymore. I am low-key wondering about, like, do I just put a warehouse here and fill it with nothing but grain? Like a small warehouse. I think not the worst idea. Or, oh man, I forgot about doing this. Fetches a designated resource and hauls it to a location. Haulers have increased carry capacity compared to normal subjects and can benefit from capacity boosts. Does not require resources to construct. So that's what I could actually do. Couple old dirt roads. Maybe a big torch. Actually, I guess I should put that like in one. Actually, I guess I should put that like in the middle of the road. Based on how these roads actually work. So my hope is that this can be a place that they bring all the grain. Pull from... You can only pull from storage sites. There is a way to do this. We did this in our last settlement. I think actually if it's just like, if you just fetch... I'm not going to put a worker on it right now, but the idea would be that you would fetch grain. And then... Where does he haul it to? Fetches a designated resource and hauls it to a location. Huh. So it's just that he hauls it here. Oh. Well, that doesn't really work so well. Let's get rid of that. Is there a new patch? Did a lot change? A fair bit of things have changed. The tech tree has been massively reworked. They changed the way that laws, justice, crime, slavery, all of that works. They also started giving people family trees, so now you can click them and you can show their family, which doesn't always work, but you look like a parent. You look like a parent that has something on your back, like a little baby. I gotta be honest, like half of our city just starved to death, so I don't know that we have too many children hanging around at the moment, but... I have 17 homeless humans, but I have all these giant houses here. Because they're all trying to work up here. Ah! No, these farms don't make noise. Okay, I could build housing up here. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. You also make noise. I mean, I could build housing around this. I don't know what the Dark Tower is going to look like. But assumably it would want housing around it. So the thing is just I need to build like research labs here probably. And here. Or something similar. We're really hurting on this stone production right now. Which I find shocking, because I thought... Yeah, we're meant to be making like net 16. I apparently have 50 odd jobbers, so... I'm just going to start making more stone. Okay. This homie has 760 shirts here for sale. But has sold none of them. I have no trade agreements. Oh, I need automated trade agreements to do that. Can I trade to other people? Probably not, right? I have to trade through the guild. For now. You're not getting those bows, that's for damn sure. You're not getting those bows. Alright, this is my only way to make money. The trade agreement will start selling all this clothing. Which will be much, much better for us. I am Timu. Google said 2 characters in a novel had a mother-daughter relationship and they were lovers. Yeesh. The family tree? Yeah, the family tree is pretty cool. Big fan of that one. That's dip for a bit. Are we still starving? No, we have bounced back from starvation. We, in fact, have repopulated and are now trying to fix some other food issues. Because, like, our food is stable, but it's not... We're not storing any food. We're basically on the edge of starvation. So, after one more grain harvest, we should have enough to actually build our grain farm. And then that will produce a lot of grain, which will produce a lot of bread. Now, how about wood? What's going on with wood? Net -3. Maintenance -18. Carpenter's 42. Moisture 39%. Okay, well that's why you're not making any wood. Yeah, we're gonna need to fix that. Faux show. For show to be show. I need metal for culverts. God damn. Nothing ever straightforward. Oh, the Boyer is using like 12. I'm gonna fire off 2 of them. I would like to have some wood coming in, and I don't really need bows. I tell you what we can do is put all of our scientists back on. We fired all of them, which has caused all of these rooms to be destroyed. Well, not all of them, but they are degrading pretty heavily. Ah, that needs metal to be fixed as well. I don't believe we're storing anywhere. Slightly informed first grader doesn't know what's going on. Google AI, yeah. No one left to eat and there's basically infinite food. Yeah, our biggest issue, or I should say our biggest fix for the food problem was actually just prioritizing the food production buildings so that people worked those first. We also started up a fishery, which was pretty big, and we hired 5 Amevan immigrants. We let move on in. We gave them everything they wanted to keep them happy. And now they live out here. And they live a pretty good life. So, that cut stone we're not making any of. I feel like these are not correct. Negative 33 items. I feel like these are working in opposite of what they're meant to do, but fetch from all other storage room that are not prioritized. You're only going to pull from here. And you're only going to pull from here. And you're only going to pull from here, I guess. Ain't so sure. Cutstone's always a bottleneck. I mean, it really should not be for us based on our industry system here, but... Oh, I see what happened. I spent so much time upgrading a lot of my roads that we just ran out of regular blocks. Yeah, I see, like, I have no stone, but I have net plus 40. And it's because we were building so many roads. Which is now done. So, we should start getting those blocks again. I really am looking forward to seeing these guys have the most balling house in the entire town. And then for some humans to just come up here and just like rob them blind. Beat them to death and take all their stuff. Classic colony shenanigans. I will start building more amoebans probably up here. Because I'm going to need like another fishery to connect this and then come up here. I'm going to want Globdian pastures up here as well. Y'all got anything worth hunting? Oh, you do, man. For sure you do. I'm gonna hunt all that stuff. Why not? Wrongful death. Mauled by a beast. Underrange guy still wandering around. Stone cut production get nerfed. Feels like I need double your usual now. Not that I'm aware of, but it may be because they did do a lot of changes in the tech tree, right? At least in terms of, well, at least in terms of organization. But it might just mean that you need some different upgrades down there. Obsidian spears, makeshift battle hammers. I have 8 innovation. I don't really think I need pools. Oh, this costs knowledge, not innovation. And stocks cost administration. Oh. Schools also cost administration. We could have schools. It's probably not a bad idea. I'm gonna get some stocks as well. I'll pick up regional control, even though we're not ready for it. Your innovation, your innovation, your innovation. It's interesting, like, what requires knowledge versus what requires innovation. Oh, man. I could also, like, increase... Oh, my God. Let's do that. I can increase my hunters even more, like, significantly. Bump them from 40 to 53? I mean, God, our hunters are making significantly more than all of our farms combined. So I hope that can help them out a little bit. Didn't know the page could be scrolled down, the tech page? Yeah. Only one of them can, I think. But Mavens living their best life while the rest of the town is on the verge of starvation. Well, I mean, I feel like the only reason they're not starving is because they are the ones getting the food. I do love that all 5 of them are the fishermen. Like, they literally were like, we're just taking over the fishery. I hired them for specifically one job, and they are doing it. And they're doing it real well. Cute little mud hut. I also feel like because our last colony was all Amebans, having this one super, super great Ameban place is just like, it's kind of fitting. Now, I am running out of fabric. Though I am doing good on making clothes. I'm also running out of fiber. Yeah, see, it really feels like these guys are taking stuff when they're not meant to be. Especially because I'm now up to 70,000 gold. They'll only fetch from warehouses. Oh, does that mean no work within the radius? Oh, you have to turn off fetch completely. If you want them to only pull from warehouses. So they were just taking all the clothes, all the cup locks, and all of the fabric, and they were just stealing it all and just selling it. On the bright side, we're rich. So, you know, perks. I can buy some iron now. Temporarily rich. They also took the mushrooms. Well, no, they're not in charge of exporting the mushrooms. I still don't know what's going on with the mushrooms, dudes. 4. I think it's just that the rate of production is terrible. Like, I think I make 4 mushrooms. And I make, like, 100 meat. And I currently make no bread, but I think that this is the year that it changes. Oh, somebody else got mauled by a beast. Oh, well. R.I.P. Oh, that's cool. They're taking the road back. So our guys do actually take the road. And then they just kind of cut across. Cool. The more you know. Okay. I think we have ourselves set up nicely here. We can start turning back on training as well, probably. Very soon. Start bringing in some more people. We'll have these grain farms up and running shortly, which will keep the bakery going, which will hopefully solve some of the issues. We'll have to expand the mushroom farms big time because everybody wants mushrooms right now. Maybe the Garamithi would be also good at that. I think that might be maybe our next big project. But for now, we're going to save this. Leave it at that. And have you come back next time. Until then, bye-bye.